Today we are unpacking a critical perspective on what we call the Great Democratic Lie. We are going to explore why concepts like Noblesse Oblige are frequently shrouded in hypocrisy, serving as a mask for a deep-seated deception regarding the so-called righteous elite. Traditionally, Noblesse Oblige suggests that the privileged have a responsibility to act generously toward the less fortunate. However, in our modern era of equality, this concept is nothing more than a contradiction. If we truly champion a society where social classes have been abolished, the very notion of an aristocracy or a noble class should have disappeared entirely. We must recognize this for what it is: a strategy. First, it is a form of fascistic image building, where the elite wrap their vested interests in a veneer of virtue. Second, it is a tool of symbolic manipulation. By adopting a posture of benevolence, the ruling class justifies its continued dominance. The elite frame relies on a hierarchical worldview that conceals moral hypocrisy through patronizing charity and arbitrary private redistribution. Conversely, the progressive frame rejects these divisions. It advocates for an egalitarian worldview based on universal duty and equal, transparent public distribution. The strategic function of private charity is often to weaken public infrastructure. By relying on private, arbitrary redistribution, the golden faucet of Noblesse Oblige, the system effectively chokes off the pipe of universal public duty, creating a cycle of dependency rather than empowerment. This brings us to a stark contradiction. Western societies pride themselves on being the cradle of modern civil society, yet they cling to these outdated, elitist phrases. These terms are the preferred language of totalitarians and the privileged, used to maintain the status quo under the guise of benevolence. South Korea's trajectory, marked by the removal of colonial rule, the abolition of the monarchy, and the systematic eradication of the aristocratic class, offers a compelling case study. Because of this historical purging, one could argue that South Korea has developed a more fundamentally progressive societal structure than the West. By stripping away the legacy of the aristocracy, Korea possesses a unique potential for a more substantive, authentic democracy. In contrast, many Western nations remain anchored by a lingering aristocratic myth, a symbolic weight that continues to constrain true political and social equality. Ultimately, if you identify as a progressive, it is time to abandon this term. We must stop focusing on the supposed responsibilities of a noble class. Instead, we must strive for a society where such a class does not exist in the first place, ensuring power is not concentrated at the top, but shared by all.